Hello, lovely people of the QuickBooks community. Just going to wait a little bit here at the start just to make sure any of the attendees that look to attend today will be joining. For any of you watching back this recording at a later date, all of the content will still be relevant for you and you'll just be able to follow along. Hope everyone has been having a lovely week so far. Joe and Stacey from our team attended the Appy Hour for QuickBooks the other week. This is a follow-on series for that, and it's really just to give you all the tools that you need to understand how to get set up on pinch payments, everything from registering your account nice and quickly, how to connect your accounting system, QuickBooks, and then all the way through to how you can actually use some of our most important features to actually get invoices paid. So that's what your solution is for today. And that's what we'll be covering. Alrighty, I'm just going to pop up a slide now showcasing the agenda for today. So these are the areas of the system that we are going to be covering today. We have 60-second setup. So we're going to cover how to actually register your account. After that, we are going to be showing you how to connect to your actual QuickBooks instance so that we can sync across all the data. So that's customers and invoices. From there, we'll be talking about the way that Pinch Payments sends the payment link to your clients and our preferred method for doing so. After that, we'll be talking about setting up your first pre-approval. So sending your first pre-approval to one of your clients and what that means. After that, we will be talking about how to sign up to becoming a Pinch partner and all the awesome advantages that you can get as part of that. And I'll have an awesome little deal to talk about there as well. And then how to actually use your partner system to refer your clients to use Pinch Payments. Alrighty, we are now going to get stuck into jumping onto the presentation and what I'll be running through. So the first thing that we are going to show is registering in a Pinch account in 60 seconds. Now, hopefully you all don't time me on this, but you'll head to our website. There's a big button, big blue button that says try free. So that's getpinch.com.au. And you click the try free button. And from here, you'll end up on our beautiful registration page. It is super straightforward to register. You're going to punch your email address in. You're going to put your name in. You're going to select what type of business you are. And then you're going to agree to both our merchant service and our tripartite agreement. From there, you're going to hit register. Oh, lovely. Of course, that's going to have happened today. Why not? Let's cancel that. Let's refresh. Let's start all over again. Copy one of these lovelies in. And we will go for it again. Let's get my share screen back up. I think I had my tab open for a little bit too long. Alrighty, let's get that back up on screen. Cool. All right, so I'm going to punch in, sorry. getpinch.com.au. So put my email address in. We'll put our name in. And we're going to select that we're an accountant. And we're going to agree to our registrations. Much better. All righty, we're going to be able to review our email. Now I'm just going to do that on the side here. This might take a little dash. And I've got my verification here. Just going to set my password. So just show you what this looks like. So we're going to have our password page. I'm obviously going to not show you such things. So we're going to go back to sharing the other tab while I set this up. And all right, and I'm now processing. So we're now going to share this screen in instead. So company name. So this will be the name of your company or referrals company. As we put that in, we're going to go to the next section. So we'll wait for this to process. It is a very amazing company, my company. Super, super cool. You should all come and be my customers. Well, here we go. And we've moved on to the next section. So this is probably the most important one here. This is just going to give the business information to us so we can help curate and customize the experience that you have when you're onboarding. So this will be both important for you as our accountant and bookkeeping partner, as well as for your clients. So in this case here, I want to automate the collection and I'm setting up the pinch for a client maybe. But you can see here, we've got a variety of options to help our team understand what you're coming to pinch payments for. From here, we're just asking you, have you used any other payment facilities? So we know, what you're coming in expectation wise. So, maybe I've heard of Stripe and maybe I'm currently using Go Cardless. Do you have any existing arrangements with your clients? So in this case here, do you have any stuff that we may potentially want to migrate over for you? In this case, I don't, so I'm just going to say no. And I've been operating for a number of years. And after that, how did you hear about us? Now, for all of you attending this session or watching it back, you will have heard from Joe and Stacey at the Happy Hour about pinch payments. So you definitely heard via word of mouth. And the lovely Happy Hour team. Cool. Oh, lovely system error. Gotta love that. All right, but at that point there, your account would get registered and you'd be brought over into your dashboard. Oh, goodness gracious. Love this. Not sure why I'm getting a system error. Love a good live demo. Tested it all just before and it was working fine. And now we get system error after system error, which is a bit unfortunate. Let's hope that it recovers in a moment and I'll be able to show you the next section. So what I'm just going to do for now, so I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. So that was registration in 60 seconds. From there, we have the connecting to QuickBooks step. So once my test system has recovered, you can connect the accounting system. Still, unfortunately, getting a system error, which is really unfortunate. That's all right. We'll keep cruising on. Yeah, complete. Sorry, guys, for the technical issues here. Just going to take a pause on this for just a second. There we go. All right, I might be back in now. Thank you for the team helping me in the background. All right, we're back in action. So we have our lovely, made a little bit of a mistake there. I was logged into my lovely admin account at the same time I was registering an account and it caused the system to have a little bit of a bad day. So sorry about that, team. All righty, we're in our account. So we've got our QuickBooks test account that we've just created after my registration. And from here, I'm going to show you how to connect your accounting system. So when you first connect your account, you're going to have this lovely section of steps to follow. The one that we're first looking at is actually connecting your QuickBooks account. It's as simple as either clicking the button that appears here if you haven't yet connected the account, or heading over to the integrations tab. So this is where you're going to connect all your various things that connect into Pinch payments. So in this case, we're going to be talking about our QuickBooks integration. So once we connect get to the integrations tab, you'll see that there's a variety of options to connect. In this case here, we are going to connect ourselves a QuickBooks instance. Just waiting for this to do its thing. Alrighty, we're up. So if you are connecting an accounting system for the first time, you're not going to see this information here, and you're going to see some big splashy widgets that say Xero, QuickBooks, Mile, HubSpot, and a variety of other our integrations. All you're going to do is click the Connect to QuickBooks button, and you're going to click that button, and it's going to spit you out into a new tab that's going to get you to authorize your QuickBooks instance. Now, in this case here, if it's your account, that's going to be nice and simple. If you are the partner or accountant bookkeeper for a business and you have access to their account, you are also going to be able to select from their instance of QuickBooks. So please ensure when you're connecting the account that you are connecting the correct instance of QuickBooks, because unfortunately, if you do connect the wrong one, there's not much that we can do to fix that, and you'll have to start the registration again and kick that off. Which is, it happens, but, do the best that you can to make sure that doesn't happen. Connect the correct account the first time, and you'll be off to the races. Once you do, we're going to kick off a big initial sync, and that's where we're going to sync all of your your customer records and your invoices. So from there, that completes our connecting to QuickBooks step. So now you're connected to QuickBooks. The QuickBooks integration is a live integration splashed in with some timed integration. So what that effectively means is some data is live. So if you create an invoice, that will sync over to Pinch pretty quickly, under a minute or two. And then for a couple other points of data, we do those syncs every hour, which you'll be able to track along with and ensure that your account is kept up to date. The next thing that I'm going to be covering is sending a payment link. Now, this one is really, really cool. So when you connect Pinch to QuickBooks, you can choose from whether you want Pinch to handle your invoice issued or if you want to continue to operate that out of QuickBooks. Our recommended flow is definitely to operate this out of Pinch because the quality of the content that gets sent out and the quality of the actual payment experience is much, much better. So I'm just going to bring that up on screen now. So from here, you'll head to the QuickBooks config section. And this is where you configure how you want Pinch to behave with QuickBooks. Now, in the case of QuickBooks, there is only one feature here, but it's a beautifully powerful feature, and that is the send invoice notifications feature. This feature will, every time we detect a new invoice coming out of your QuickBooks account, we will automatically send out the invoice issued notification on your behalf, and it will contain an awesome Pay Now button link, and your client can click that link to be taken straight to the invoice payment page. Also inside of that email is a link to our customer portal, which is a side feature that is an opt-in for your customers that they can choose to actually activate their own customer portal account, which gives them a whole bunch of extra features and functionality. So that's also there if they want to enable that as well. But more directly, we head straight to the payment page. And what that looks like is if I open up an invoice, we're going to be taken to the payment page. And this is what your customer is going to see. So they're going to see your business logo up here in the corner, your business information, the content of the actual invoice, and they're going to be able to make their payment from this page. And we call this page Pay Now, right? So really sharp, quick, responsive link that takes them straight from that email, straight into a payment page so that we can minimize the number of steps for you to get your invoice paid. So that's how you do this. You can see here on this page, your client can select from the two different payment options that we offer at the moment, which is bank account or credit card / debit card. You'll see here that by selecting card, given the parameters of the account, so in this case, the surcharging parameters of the business, The business has opted to pass on the payment processing fee of the direct debit, sorry, of the credit card, where you can see they'll be able to fill in their payment information, and they will be able to make a real-time card payment to get the invoice paid. A little extra awesome feature that you can see here is that we actually enable your customer to opt into a pre-approval, which is another step that I'm going to explain directly after this. But this is one of the particular methods that you can use to gather a pre-approval inside of the Pinch system. So you can see here by checkboxing this, it's going to convert that payment into an automated debit at the same time. This extra text that sits below here is entirely optional. It's additional text that we allow you to add in some config features. So you can actually fully customize the message that sits below here. You can see I've just put some placeholders to make you aware of sort of the type of information that you can include in this section. And this can just improve the likelihood of your client actually choosing to opt into the pre-approval from here, which can be really good. So this is the Pay Now page. So that's the next part that I wanted to show you. So let's move on to our fourth point, which is setting up your first pre-approval. Now, there are a variety of different ways that you can set up pre-approvals in the system, such as the one that I just showed you, where your client can choose to opt in. But typically for accountants and bookkeepers, when you're first setting up your clients, you're going to want to guarantee that you get their payment method up front to ensure that when you raise that first invoice for them, you have that security that, you know, we're at least going to attempt to take the funds from the client to pay that invoice. So how do you set your customer up on pre-approval? So the most common way to go about doing this is from directly inviting your customer to the pre-approval. Pardon me. What that looks like is if you head over to your customers list here, we're going to, because you've synced with QuickBooks, we're going to have ingested all of your customer records straight into the system. So you're going to be able to see all of your customers in here. So say, for example, I would like to send one of my customers a pre-approval invitation. There's a few ways that you can go about doing so. The first one is by checkboxing the customer record in this customers list, and you'll see some options appear up the top here. The first one is sending pre-approval. So I'm just going to click that button. This is going to send our pre-templated content out to the customer. So this comes from our email domain, and it's got a nice template, explains to the client what they're enrolling into. The actual default content for this can be edited from the account settings under a sub-tab here called emails, and you'll see the content here. You can completely customize this to fit your brand, the way you talk to your customers, the information that you want to include. You can include all of that here. We just give you a nice default placeholder here for you so that you can have something if you don't feel the need to go and customize that. So that's the first way you can send pre-approvals. Second way is if you want to instead have the link for your client to set up that pre-approval come from your own domain, you can do that by clicking into the customer. And I'm just going to open up this tab in another tab to get it loading. You can actually copy their unique sign-up link directly from this page, and you can email it to them, include it in a agreement or prop software, and you can also text it to them even, right? So there's a variety of ways that you can deliver that to your client in the most suitable method for how you conduct business or how your customer wishes to receive that correspondence. But that link is then going to take them to the pre-approval enrollment page, which looks like this. And once again, when you include a logo, it'll appear up here in the top left-hand corner. This is how you set up your customer on pre-approval. The only step that you need to get them to do is to actually put their payment method in down the bottom here. Once again, a large collection of this information here in the pre-approval section is an opt-in messaging or additional messaging that you can provide the client, which can include, if you would like it to, an additional T's and C's confirmation section, which just gets your customer to confirm that they've read your terms and conditions. So if you've got any specifics, like things like you want to pass on dishonors, or you need 30 days notice of cancellation, or any specific information that your client needs to know about how you're going to conduct payments, you can include in a T's and C's link, and you can include them in here to make sure that they have all the necessary information that they would need to ensure that you have a smooth customer process. You can see here that once again, based on the configuration of the account, I'm choosing to surcharge my client the payment processing fee for cards, and there'll be no processing fee for the customer in the event that they use bank account. So it's as simple as getting your client, or in this case, they would be doing this themselves, to fill out this information and confirm that agreement. Now, the beautiful part of the Pinch system is we try and make pre-approvals and the direct debit arrangements for them as transparent as possible with your customer to ensure that both parties know when someone is or isn't on a pre-approval. They have the visibility to cancel it. They have the visibility to alter the payment information anytime. So once they confirm this agreement, they're going to be sent confirmation email, and you are as well. From the client's confirmation email, they're going to be able to have a few options inside of that email that allow them to, like I mentioned, cancel, edit, as well as see any details about that pre-approval, which just ensures that they feel confident that if they really need to, they're going to be able to stop the direct debit, or they're going to be able to update it, so they don't feel like they're going to have to do the old, dispute this payment straight away with the bank, which is a horrible experience for all involved, right? So to the best of our ability, we try and make this really, really smooth for you and your client with visibility. So once someone actually has set up a pre-approval, we are going to be able to see that they have done so by heading to the Customers tab. And you're going to be able to see in here, you have an active pre-approval, right? Oh, I've gone and filtered it. So they have an active pre-approval. So in this case here, Damien has an active pre-approval. And what that means is I've created an invoice for Damien that's due on the 31st of next month, which is fast approaching. And you can see here that our pre-approval status is active. This means that Pinch is going to attempt to debit Damien's card or bank account on the due date of that invoice. So the flow for you as an accountant is step one, get a pre-approval by whichever flow in the system is the best for you. Two is raise your invoices as you always have out of QuickBooks. And you can choose to publish that and send it from QuickBooks, the invoice issue notification, or you can let Pinch also do that or do it instead automatically for you. Three, the system will come along and on the due date of the invoice, given that we have a pre-approval, we're going to attempt to debit that invoice automatically for you without you or your client needing to do any sort of heavy lifting, additional, activate, check, anything like that. It's just going to be handled for you. So you have the security to know that the pre-approval is covering that payment automation for you. So that's how you can see it in sort of a nice visual way. A couple other awesome little features that the system has with pre-approval that might be of good quality of life for you is you can process payments ahead of time with that pre-approval if you need to. And you can also do it retroactively. So you can see here, let's say, for example, your client had agreed to the pre-approval and you want to process this $3,800 outstanding. You can see here that as a merchant, I have the facility to actually go about doing that. Now, obviously, some important common sense stuff applies here. Like you don't want to just be processing old invoices for your client without them probably having agreed to it prior to. But the beauty of this is you're going to be able to eliminate that step of having to get them to confirm anything. And instead, you can email them, call them, and just go, hey, are you good for me to process that old invoice? Yes or no, right? And it's going to give you that facility to do so, which is really, really powerful. So again, more of the control back in your hands instead of having to do the age-old send invoice, cross the fingers and hope that the customer pays, right? Because it's not a valid or good way of operating a business anymore. It just causes far more stress and problems than is worth it. And given how transparent the Pinch system is for your client, it's a lot better system for both parties to be involved in, right? Everyone gets visibility, everyone gets the capacity to control payments and things like that. So really, really good. So that's setting up pre-approvals. There is one last way that a client can set up a pre-approval, and I mentioned it a little bit earlier, which is from the customer portal. The customer portal is an entirely opt-in feature that your client can enable, and it gives them their own user account And when they add a payment method from inside of that account, they can actually add that payment method as a pre-approval. If you are watching this session back or you're attending live, we actually do have a webinar masterclass coming up tomorrow, which will go through the customer portal and what that looks like from the payer's experience. So that could be a really good one to also attend if you are here or watching this back. Make sure you jump on that. It's got a whole bunch of attendees attending, which is really exciting. Cool. Alrighty, that is pre-approvals, sending your first pre-approval in a nutshell. The next one is signing up as a partner. Now, for you guys, for anyone attending this session or that attended Appy Hour the other day, we are automatically going to go out and send you all a partner agreement for you to review. All you need to do to get set up as a partner is as simple as have a look at the agreement. If you're happy with it, sign it. Now, we are doing a special little deal for you for anyone that did attend Appy Hour, and we're going to be providing you a much larger than normal referral commission structure for you as well, for you to, as a thank you for referring clients to us. I believe that is 15%, which is really awesome, really exciting. So definitely take advantage of that if you are looking at referring businesses to Pinch Payments, to take advantage of the system that will solve their late or no payment problems, as well as for yourself. So that's really, really cool. So like I said, be on the lookout for that email. We're going to send it to you automatically. Have a look and we'll get you set up. Once you do that, it's really, really simple. Once you sign that, we're going to automatically set you up as a partner. What that's basically going to entail is inside of your Pinch system, you're going to then suddenly see this little partners section up in the top left-hand corner here. This is where you are going to be able to manage everything related to partnerships and referring clients. If you click into it here, we are going to be able to see at the moment currently no clients. But the main feature for you that adds a lot of quality of life is if you have a referral and they want you to set up the account for them, or you would like to set up the account for them to ensure that their Pinch account is configured correctly, you have this awesome little create client button up in the corner here, right? And this allows you to register a Pinch account without relying on your, sending a link to your client and doing the old, well, I hope they do what I ask them for. If you have access to their accounting system, you have access to their information, such as their UBO, ID, bank statement, and all of that sort of important information for registration, you can set it up on their behalf, which is really, really cool. So all you do is you just head through this section, fill it all out, spits you out into another section, which gets you to actually add your users for your account. The most important step here is to ensure that you add the UBO or director of the business to the account as a user. That is a requirement that we have as part of our compliance process, that they have access. Once you have done so, our compliance team will be able to review their account. And we pay special attention to our partner referrals to ensure that they get registered nice and quickly so that you can help onboard them in the least amount of time possible. So that's our sort of guarantee to you. So that's how you do it here. The other step is you can, if you would like, if you don't have access to or you don't want to set up the account on behalf of your client and your client wants control of that process, you can send them instead the referral link. This is a link that you can just send to your client, and what it will do is it'll add a little code to their registration page that I went through at the start of the call. And as soon as they finish that registration, it's going to automatically assign them as one of your referred clients, which will then appear in this referred clients list. Right now, once they are a referred client, we automatically attribute an access to them. And what that will allow you to do as a partner, which is probably the main feature that partners actually love about this system, is if you need access to your client's Pinch account, given that you likely are doing their accounting for them and have access to their accounting system account, is you're actually going to be able to pilot through their various accounts. And what that means is when you have a partner business here, you're going to be able to click into that partner and it's going to take you straight into, for example, your partner's account. right? So you're going to be able to pilot your way through the various accounts that you have access to. And that's going to be nice and seamless for you to move between accounts without you needing to have multiple users or anything like that. You simply just click on the link. It'll take you into the account. When you want to move back to your original account, you just go up in the top left-hand corner here and hit unimpersonate, like I'm about to do here, right? You can just hit unimpersonate, and that will just take you back to your Pinch account, right? So super simple account swapping. It's going to, again, mean that you only need your one user account to access all of your partners' accounts if they give you that permission, which just improves your quality of life drastically. So we hope that's a really good feature for you. And that's really everything partner related. Look out for the email. If you're happy with it, sign the partner agreement. We'll set you up. You'll then be able to invite your clients straight into, you'll be able to invite your clients, or you'll be able to set them up on their behalf. And it's a really smooth, easy process for you to do so. Cool. We have a few people in the chat already. Do you guys have any questions before I move just onto the last section about just sort of a bit of a wrap up, as I've covered the client referral section? Oh, I think there is one question. Oh, Joe's already been in the chat, which is awesome to see. Test registration, go make an account. Good to see you again. Good to see people engaging, which is awesome. That is everything that I needed to cover today. Unless you have any specific features that you guys would like to quickly, jump into, that really is just the crux of, getting signed up on Pinch. I think Joe's mentioned Pinch Plus. Yeah, I can go and have a quick squiz at Pinch Plus. Let me just make sure that I have my configuration able to take advantage of it. Cool. Alrighty, I should be able to share this tab instead. Let me just go and refresh my QuickBooks instance. Alrighty, we have our QuickBooks instance. I'm gonna jump in here and activate my what's going on here? My Pinch Plus. One moment, sorry guys. I think I accidentally disabled my extension instead of enabling it. Silly me. Here we go. Pinch Plus test. Actually, one more thing. All right, we have an awesome Chrome extension. So the easiest way to download the Chrome extension is from your dashboard, which I'll show you right now. This little purple section in here, drop it down. It's where we surface some of our new features and important information for you as a merchant. All you need to do is click this button here. It says Get Pinch Browser Extension, and it's going to take you to the Chrome store. It's not going to say this. It's because I've already got it enabled. What the Pinch Plus extension is a sidebar Chrome extension that brings Pinch account information into your QuickBooks instance. Where it's really, really powerful is when looking at customers, you're going to be able to see whether or not they're on pre-approval. You're also going to be able to copy their links, such as pre-approval links, and you're even going to be able to open the pre-approval sign-up page directly from within QuickBooks without needing to be inside Pinch, which is just going to help you do more stuff and cut down on time between flicking between systems. And then the second area is the actual, sorry, I'm not sharing that tab. The actual invoice page, where you're going to be able to see information about that specific invoice, such as, is that invoice scheduled for automated debit because you have a pre-approval? Is it not? Do you want to open up the payment page directly and take a payment over the phone with your client maybe? Or do you want to copy the link so you can quickly include it in your next invoice, as a little footer? right. Just doing a quick little, sorry guys, doing a quick little bit of, I can't seem to get the Chrome extension booted at the moment, which is, oh yes, that's right. DK's just told me the trick. Got to get rid of this sandbox. That's why it's not showing. There we go. We're back in action. All righty. Thank you, DK. What a wizard. Good. It's always nice to have the technical team on hand. All righty. You can see here that I'm inside of my QuickBooks. I've downloaded the Chrome extension, so I have this awesome little pinch icon at the top here. Now, yours isn't going to say test. I've got a specific one that works in our testing environments. And I can click it to open up this sidebar, which if I just stop sharing for a second, I need to share my whole screen. This window, there we go. Add that to my stream, there we go. All righty, you can see here that I've clicked the little pinch icon, which if I close this, I'll just redo it and I'll just click it to open it up for you. And it is going to bring up my little sidebar. From here, I can click into my invoice and actually view my invoice. And of course, it's not going to work for me. Oh, goodness gracious. All righty, let's go back to the invoice page. Let's go and look at a customer. Let's go and look at old Tom. Yeah, Tom Hanks. We all love Tom Hanks. Yeah, look, unfortunately, I'm making a bit of a mockery of this section. I probably shouldn't have shown it, but that's all right. Love to do a little bit of refinement here when showcasing the Pinch Plus extension on QuickBooks. But look, trust, it does work in the production environment, and it shows you some lovely little information, which I had. I'll just quickly reshare the tab. You can see it here. It's got awesome little widgets here that show you the information about, and I'll just bring up better versions, whether or not someone's on pre-approval or not. You can copy their links directly, and you can also see information about some of our other features. And you can copy links straight off the invoice and you can open the payment page. So that is everything. I think that's all that we really need to cover today. If you have any other questions about the system or anything else that you'd like to touch on, there are a bunch of features that we've not, showcased at all in this session because they do really require their own session, and that's what we're doing tomorrow in the Merchant Masterclass. So if you do manage to register an account and get set up, you can follow straight along, or you can watch and register for the Masterclass and watch it back tomorrow. Joe, were you able to flick the Masterclass registration in for tomorrow for the lovely people? That would be awesome. Cool. All right, well, look, there's still a few minutes left in this session, so I'll just sit here in case anyone has any questions. Otherwise, thank you all for attending. For any of those of you watching back, you'll be able to review this session and yeah, see how easy it is to connect to QuickBooks, get set up, and become a partner, which is really what we'd love to see. Feel free to reach out to us as well if you need any more information about the partner bonus that we're providing for Happy Hour clients, and we will chat to you about that and give you all the information that you need. Cool. Thanks, Stephanie. Thanks for being patient with a couple of those little technical issues that we had, and look forward to seeing you register if you have not already and becoming a partner. Alrighty. That is probably where we'll wrap it up. If there's no further questions, thank you all for attending. Team Live, we'll watch back the replay. Awesome, Vanessa. Look forward to, well, you won't be there, but hope you get some value out of the recording of both this and tomorrow's masterclass. Thanks for attending.